Yes, we finally set up. This is questions from TikTok. I basically went on TikTok, asked people for a couple of questions so I could interview myself. You're gonna find out a little bit more about me in this segment. Probably gonna do it a couple times a month. Who knows? Let's see how this goes. So let's jump into these questions. Let's see. Okay, so we got the first question here from Blue Icy. She asks, what was the hardest part when you started music? I would say, there really was no hard part in starting music. I started music a long ass time ago. I started making music, I started playing music when I was 9 years old. In the fourth grade, I was in the school band. I played saxophone for a year. Then I started playing clarinet for a couple more years. Then eventually in the eighth grade, I asked my parents for a bass guitar, and I started venturing off on my own with that. I got into metal music, eventually joined a band, and then left the band, started making hip hop by myself, had a hip hop group for a little while, and yeah, it's been quite the journey, but I wouldn't say there was any hard part in starting since I started so young. The barrier to entry was pretty low. If there was anything that was hard, is when I left the band trying to find somebody to record music for me. I eventually just used the same dude that we used to record the band, Dave Andronico. Shout out, he's the first person to record me as a rapper, and yeah, the rest is history. I learned how to record myself after that, but yeah. So let's get to the next question. Next question is from Junebug. What are your inspirations and what keeps you going? I would say my ultimate inspiration is putting together genres, basically blending as much things as I can. As far as, like I told you, I have a history in metal, history in rap. Just recently I started singing, so blending as many different genres as I can. It's kind of like music science, if that makes any sense. Just way less intellectualized and way more intuitive. That's my ultimate inspiration, is just trying to do new things, learning new music, learning new styles, learning new instruments, learning whatever I can and applying it in the best way that I possibly can. Kind of like how mixed martial arts. You take a bunch of different styles, you mix them together, you see what works, you see what doesn't work. If it doesn't work, you throw it away. What works, you keep it. Same kind of concept here. I just apply it to creativity. Hope that answers the question. Okay, the next question is from Casto. When did you realize this is who you want to be? Well, like I said, I started off early in music, and it kind of was just like a fleeting choice. I picked music because I really wasn't that good at sports. So I was like, hey, let me try this school band stuff. And I tried the saxophone, and from there, I just kept playing. And once I discovered metal is when I really got into music for myself. And it was like, hey, this school stuff is cool, but I want to do this forever. And it evolved from metal to rap to whatever I'm doing now. And it's not like I wasn't into rap when I was into rap music first, then I got into metal as an artist. I was just listening to rap passively, being from the Bronx, being from New York. You know what it is, just rap everywhere. It was a big Jay-Z head and all that. But yeah, I realized I wanted to be this person in the 8th grade when I got deep into metal music, into playing metal, into making music myself. Hope that answers your question, Casto. The next question is from Sade. Do you have any advice for people who want to start but don't know how or where? And where did your journey begin? I just spoke a bunch about where my journey began. So I'll just speak on maybe some advice for people to start. The best advice to start in music is just to start. Even if you're not recording music, if you have nowhere to record, if you have no instruments or anything, just you could still make songs. You're a human being. You have a voice. If you want to try to create raps, if you want to try to learn how to sing, there's mad resources on YouTube. You can learn scales. You could practice singing. There's choir practice on YouTube. That's how I learned how to sing. I was never a singer when I was younger, but just recently in the last couple of years, doing choir practice over and over on YouTube videos, I got a pretty decent voice. So even if you're not recording music, even if you're not trying to make music for other people, you can still make music. There's nothing stopping you from creating music. Ultimately, before any of this, music was just a tribal thing. You just sit around in a circle and sing songs, even if you were bad. So keep that in mind. You could just make music however you want, wherever you want. There's no real barriers. So if you're thinking, hey, I want to make music, I don't know where to start, just come up with a song in your head. Even if it's you're listening to a song that already exists and you're changing the lyrics, just try to get your creative energy going, and eventually you'll fall into a rhythm of making your own stuff. The next question comes from Izzy Carter. Is music more for the artist or for the listener, and how so? I feel like this is more of a philosophical question, because ultimately you want to make music for yourself. The music that you make is for you because it's supposed to resonate with you. But the trick to that, I feel like the trick to making music that resonates with other people as well is authenticity. If you make the most authentic music possible to yourself, real things that happen, experiences, whatever it may be, if it resonates with you, if it's real to you, it's going to be real to somebody else. Because we're all human beings. We all share the same human experience. So if you make something real to you, it should resonate with other people. Now, if you're just making music solely for other people, if you're making music for what you think people want, that's probably not going to work, because you can never really know what somebody else wants. Shit, half the time people don't even know what they want. So if you just do something that's real to you, it'll be real to somebody else. And ultimately, that's making music for yourself and for other people. Blue Icy again. How'd you find your authentic sound? I think I just covered a lot of this in the last questions, but basically just developing my taste. Growing up, like I told you, I got introduced to music pretty young. So growing up, I didn't really discriminate on different types of music. Just whatever I liked, I took note of it. Hey, I like that. It's got to be a visceral reaction. If you feel it in your chest, is real. And also, a part of developing your taste is knowing what you don't like. Being real with what you don't like. Not, oh, I don't like this because I want to fit in with this group over here, or I like this because I want to fit in this group over here. This group over here is no. You like the music that you like because you like it. It's like how Rick Rubin says, it's like food. You know whether or not if you like food. It doesn't take that long to know if you like a certain dish or not. You go to a restaurant, somebody hands you a plate of food, you take a bite, it's either or yuck. So do the same thing with everything else, whether it's picking your clothes, whether it's the music that you listen to, the TV shows that you watch. It could be anything. You just develop your taste by looking for those visceral reactions that you have within yourself. You know if you like it, you know if you don't. And for me, doing that, I was able to develop my style by knowing what I like and knowing what I don't like and applying that to what I create. Hope that answers the question. Okay. The next question is from Blue Icy again. What moment was crucial for your music? That's kind of hard to answer. I'll tell you a cool moment. One of the coolest moments. Back in the day when I was just doing strictly rap music, I put out this song called Jabberjaw on YouTube, and it got received pretty well. It was doing pretty good. It was okay for the time. And the thing that caught me off guard a lot is I used to hang out in the city. I used to hang out in Manhattan a lot, and on a couple of occasions, people would stop me, just being in Soho, Broadway, Union Square. somebody would stop me and be like, "Hey, yo, I seen your music video online," and I would not know this person from a hole in the wall. And I was like, "Oh, that was like a critical like, okay, maybe there's something to this." I'd say that was a crucial moment for me, just with knowing that, hey, this is something that you could do in the long run. Okay. Oh, we got another question from Blue Icy. Blue Icy all over this. Shout out Blue Icy. She got me right with the questions. Was there a time where you wanted to stop, and what brought you out of it? Yeah, actually, there was a time where I did stop making music for a long time, for a couple years actually, and it's because I got into video production. And when I got into video production, it kind of took off because it's a service. People needed it. Weddings, commercial shoots, marketing stuff, parties, other people's music videos and stuff like that. It started making some money. So I really dove deep into that. And because it was paying my bills, music was kind of falling to the side for a good amount of years. And I didn't really give it up completely. I was still making beats and stuff here and there, but it wasn't like I was making full songs or making stuff to put out. I was just making music for myself. Ultimately, I'm always going to be, whether I'm putting music out or not, I'm always going to be making music for myself. That's one thing that's not going to stop. But yeah, what got me out of it was one day I was meditating, and about 15-20 minutes into my meditation, I started just getting this voice in my head, just saying, this voice in my mind saying, "You're a vessel of music, you're a vessel of music." And it was like a separate voice. It's almost like something was talking to me, just saying, "You are a vessel of music." And after the meditation, I was like, that's kind of strange. Maybe I should go back into music if there's something telling me like, hey, this is probably what I was put here for, is to make music. So after that, couple months after that meditation, I went and got myself a bass guitar. Got myself an electric guitar. Well, my brother he gave me a free electric guitar from his roommate that was throwing some stuff out. It was crazy serendipity. I bought my bass. Then a few weeks later, I got a free electric guitar. So it was like, hey, this is signs that I need to get on this. Originally, I was a bass guitar player. Then I got this free electric guitar. So I was like, hey, let me just learn some guitar real quick. I wasn't an electric guitar player, but since I played the bass, it was pretty easy to learn. And now I'm pretty good on the electric guitar. I got my piano here too. So I was just practicing those 3 instruments constantly. Then I started practicing singing constantly. Then last year I decided, okay, now I'm going to start putting together some music and putting some stuff out. And I just using all those elements, electric guitar, bass guitar, piano, synths, singing, rapping, beat making, everything, all that stuff. Just putting that all together and just making whatever kind of music that came out of it. There was no idea of like, hey, let me do this genre, or hey, let me stick to this kind of music. It's just, like I said, doing things and just knowing right off the bat, looking for those visceral reactions, knowing if I like it or not. And if I like something, I'll keep it. If I don't like it, I chuck it. And that's where I'm at right now. I think I'm on my 6th song right now. Sixth song right now. Okay. So the final question here is from Emelina Eileen. She asks, how do your personal experiences and emotions influence your songwriting and your music production? Yeah, like I was saying, everything comes from what I already know, what I feel, those visceral reactions, those emotional reactions. Those are the things that I'm looking for. Even when I'm writing music, I don't write music down on paper. When I'm writing lyrics, I don't write on paper. Paper, you intellectualize things too much. You write a line, you might be like, hey, are people gonna like this line? Or does this line go with that? It's too much thinking going on when you're too much thinking and not enough feeling when you're writing down on paper. And even sometimes you write on paper, and just to fill in the blanks, just to fill in the paper, you might write a line that's not that good, but you're so fatigued with writing that you're like, I'm gonna leave that there to fill my verse so I can get this verse done. It's not about getting it done. Where it's not about getting it done, it's about getting it right. So writing in my mind, it allows me to look for those lines that resonate with me viscerally. Those lines that resonate when I'm thinking of a line, if it's a line that resonates, I'm going to feel it in my body, and it's easy to remember. When you feel it is so easy to remember. So you come up with a line, it's a great line. I can remember that line. I say it over and over and over until another line comes naturally, and I keep building on that and building on that. And by the time the verse is done, every single word, every single line resonates so much that it's just easy to remember. I already know the song. I'm not writing something down externally and then having to learn the song. I write it internally and I know the song. And that comes from experiences in real life, knowing your own emotions, knowing what resonates with you and what doesn't. And yeah, it always comes together. I've been relying on that method of writing for I don't even know how long now. But yeah, that's questions from TikTok. I hope that answered you guys' questions. I hope you learned something about me. I want to do this a couple times a month maybe. And yeah, shout out to everybody on TikTok for sending me questions. Shout out to everybody on TikTok for liking my stuff. New song Belly of the Beast coming out tomorrow. Yeah, June 7th. Tomorrow, Belly of the Beast. It's a grunge rap song. Like I said, I don't really stick to genres. My last song was like a dark alternative pop kind of song with a lot of guitar. This one is grimy bass synths, raps, dark melodic singing on the hook. So I just do whatever comes to me in the time. I don't like to put myself in a box, but I will categorize this song and I will say grunge rap comes from the Bronx because I feel like I'm the first one to do it. So Belly of the Beast, June 7th, tomorrow. Go check that out. I fuck with you, TikTok. Keep on keeping on. Peace.